Kia ora guys, good afternoon, welcome back to the Black Jersey. My name's Max and I'm the host of this channel. The Black Ferns have named their Rugby World Cup squad for 2022. Of course it's marketed as 2021 and boy oh boy do we have some insane things to go over. Les Elder, who was the captain last year, has been omitted from Wayne Smith's squad again, as has Eloise Blackwell, one of the most capped Black Ferns of all time, and Chelsea Semple has also not been picked, which is a huge shock to a lot of people, considering how well known and how marketable and how good on the pitch she can be. This is wow, a huge surprise to see her gone, as well as those two very experienced players. There's also three players who weren't picked due to injury. That was Grace Brooker, Kaipor Olsen-Baker, and Alicia Pearl-Nelson. So really gushing to see those three miss the cut due to injury, because man, oh man, injuries are never ever good to see. A big thank you to my patrons who are always here to support me, and a reminder to the rest of you to like this video, comment on this video, and subscribe to my channel. Let's get into this stuff, and we'll talk about the hookers to start off with. I think Luca Connor is probably the most informed Black Fern right now, though Wayne Smith appears to prefer picking her off the bench. Bit of an odd one that he does that, but I'm happy to see her in the squad. Natalie Delamere appears to be the third choice. She's got a decent spell of minutes. I wouldn't quite be confident to put her into the playoffs, but it's always good to have a third choice in a key decision-making position like that. And youngster Georgia Ponsonby appears to be the first choice. She's been retained once again, and it's awesome to see Wayne Smith backing a youngster to be a key decision-maker in the squad. We're going to move over to the props. Tanya Kalonivali, she made her debut earlier this year, and she's looking incredibly fit. She has immense ruck speed. She's a hard carrier, and she can scrum. Pip Love is another experienced player, but she has made the cut, fairly so. She's a good scrummager as well. Crystal Murray, she's known as a bit of a trademark goal kicker for Northland, even though she plays prop, but she's also a fine carrier, so there's no harm picking her at loose head. Afina Tanjin Wainohu, I hope I'm saying her name correctly. She plays for the Chiefs, and she debuted earlier this year for the Laurie O'Reilly Cup against Australia. She's got a bit of improving to do, but she's not very experienced. I think that she could become a world-class player in a few years. Same to Santo Taumata, who's also quite young and up-and-coming, but very, very talented. Over to the locks. Just three of them. Chelsea Bremner has been picked. She's in form. She even took some time off from her day job as a teacher for all of this year with unpaid leave to try and crack the World Cup squad, so well done to her. Joanna Nganwu, who is one fit player, one strong player, and one quick player, is probably going to be starting at lock. She's just been outstanding this whole season, as has Maya Roos. She's still quite young, but very, very good. Over to the loose forwards, Alana Bremner, who is the sister to Chelsea, she's been picked. She was their captain to Matatu throughout the Super Rugby season, and my goodness, does she have a future. Sarah Hiddeny has also been added to the squad now that she's completed the Sevens World Cup over in South Africa. A lot of people are big Sarah Hiddeny fans, so I imagine she's going to get quite a lot of signatures after the matches, especially when the Black Ferns inevitably lift the trophy. Over to the rest of the loose forwards are Charmaine McMenamin. She's had a bit of a tough time with injury, but it's good to have her back there for her tackling. Liana Mikaeli-Tu'u, she's the younger sister of Marino, who's a Highlander, and I think it's quite safe to say that excellent defense runs in that family tree. She's a very, very good player, and she's beaten her brother to a black jersey. Kendra Reynolds, a bit of a gutsy open side. She's no doubt going to get plenty of game time throughout the pool stage. stages, and obviously it'll be between her and Sarah Hiddeney for the number 7 jersey ahead of the playoffs. Kennedy Simon, the co-captain, she was the Black Ferns Player of the Year last year, and she's going to be coming back from an injury that's not too serious to make the team, which is super solid for the forwards. Over to the backs, I was a bit shocked with the minutes of Kendra Coxedge, and I'll make a video about the Black Ferns depth chart ahead of the tournament, but she is the most capped Black Fern of all time. You'd be an idiot not to pick her. Ariana Baylor, she had, I think, 2 or 3 ACL reconstructions, but now in her mid-20s, she's picked up the experience, she's picked up the caps, and she's going to be a pretty handy third-choice halfback. And Arahiana Manino Tohinu, she's a pretty good haka leader, a pretty crisp passer, and she does have quite a good communication game. And hey, with the experience of Coxedge being so vital, I think it is pretty key to have an experienced player be the second choice, and that's how Marino Tauhinu, that's how she comes into the equation. We're now going to talk about the 10s. There's only been 2 players ever trusted at 10 by Wayne Smith in his undefeated reign as the coach. That's the co-captain, Duahe Demont, who can also play at 12. She's got a very good kicking game. She's a strong runner who picks her lines amazingly, and I think there's probably no better person to lead the team than her right now. Hazel Chubik is the other one. She's a very experienced player in her early 30s, and she is one solid goal kicker, and she can also play fullback. So that's going to be some pretty handy experience off the bench, especially with the running game she'll bring. I'd liken her almost to a female Damien McKenzie, if I'm being totally honest. The midfielders, so Sylvia Brunt, perhaps she's going to be the girl that's given the number 12 jersey with Semple not there anymore. She's like 18 or 19. I can't remember if it's been her birthday recently or not, but she's incredibly young, and my goodness me, is this experience going to be massive for such an inexperienced player, and the sky is absolutely the limit for this young lady. Amy Dublassee, that's another very young player that's up and coming. She's 23 years old, moved to New Zealand at 7 years old from South Africa, and she's repping her adopted nation like no tomorrow. She's been everywhere in the last few matches she's played. Teresa Fitzpatrick is in there as well, and so expect to see her experience utilised very much. For whatever reason, they seem to have put Stacey Flula down there as an outside back, even though the last time she played for the Black Ferns, I believe she was wearing the 13 jersey. Good to have her back from 7s though. That's a real famous face that a lot of young women here in New Zealand really look up to. Hopefully, if I have daughters, they'll also look up to her. But Renee Holmes is also there. She is a future famous face, a future household name. She has got so much promise, and I'm very, very happy she's being the first choice fullback under Wayne Smith. Aisha Leti Iyinga, she's played every single minute of every single test under Wayne Smith at the left wing. She's powerful, she's quick, she's agile, and eventually she's going to be the top Farah Palmer Cup try scorer of all time, as she's already 3rd on the list, despite being born the same year as me. What a player. Ruby Tui, that's another famous face. She swapped from 7s to dedicated time to 15s earlier this year. It has paid off for sure. She's got a book coming out recently, as well. And Ruby Tui is such an entertaining player to watch. She is going to be one of the highlights of this tournament, I swear on my life. Coming back from 7s, we also have Porsha Woodman, who is the World Player of the Year in 2017, as well as Renee Whitcliffe. She's coming back from a bit of an injury, I believe. She's one of the most capped Black Ferns of all time, and there's no harm having a bit of experience back there to help out the youngsters youngsters, especially when you consider the age of two of those midfielders. Dublassee's 23 and Brunt is still a teenager. I'm kind of a bit disappointed to see Kelsey Tanetti not get a look in after her stunning debut and the real good run she had at 11 in the trial run, but there's plenty of younger players like Keris Dellinger who have a very good shot for the future. For now, we've got to concentrate on the World Cup, and I think that with a squad like this and a coach like Wayne Smith, the Black Ferns have got an incredibly good chance of going back to back, and hopefully that does indeed happen, as we do need a bit of life breathed into New Zealand rugby. That's going to be it from me, guys. That's my thoughts on the World Cup squad the Black Ferns have just named. I'm really hoping the tournament's going to be absolutely amazing, especially now that it's here in our backyard in New Zealand, the first time in a Southern Hemisphere nation. Fingers crossed a lot of tickets can get sold, and fingers crossed it is going to be an awesome tournament. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Remember to subscribe to me, go join me on Patreon, but if you're not really keen on that, you can also make a one-off donation to my PayPal tip jar. Follow me on Instagram and on Twitter, and I will talk to you guys again later. Thank you very much.